I hate AI morality.
Welcome to Grumble Goat. My name is Mat and this is a show about all the small things that drive me insane. Let's grumble.
I saw another article today about AI morality. BMW is designing its self-driving cars to drive over pedestrians. That's the new fear. In a catastrophic event where somebody has to die and it has to decide between killing the driver or killing a pedestrian, they're going to choose, it's going to kill the pedestrian. And we all lose our minds because a robot has to make a decision about who dies. This is talking about in a catastrophic failure. You don't even have to get to a catastrophic failure for humans to drive over pedestrians. We're paying less attention to the road than we are to the lyrics of the song playing on the radio. We are not making critical decisions at the speed of light as things come to a catastrophic conclusion. We're thinking about which fast food restaurant to pull over in. We're talking about machines that can communicate with each other that have already figured out every obstacle around us, and you're worried about in a catastrophic failure what decision they made? You spill your coffee and you kill 3 people. These designers programming these things are trying their best, but everybody keeps throwing wrenches in their AI programming. It's like the trolley problem where the trolley's about to kill 5 people, but you can flip a switch and only kill 1 person. The answer is obvious. The only dilemma is that you have to take personal responsibility. Well, now you don't. There's no dilemma. Somebody has to die. Let the car decide. The fact that we're in a situation where somebody has to die means something has already gone terribly wrong. There's an earthquake or something unpredictable has happened. Even when airplanes on autopilot go down, it's because of pilot error. Pilots misread their machines and then they overcorrect what they thought was wrong, even though nothing was wrong. Everything's fine. These cars are not serial killers on the loose. We're talking a fluke enigma that couldn't have been predicted. Isaac Asimov taught us that robots programmed to protect humans will inevitably lock them in cages because we are destructive. We're hurting each other. We're killing each other. The only way to protect us is to lock us in cages. Any artificial intelligence left to its own devices is inevitably going to destroy humans because we keep breaking things. We broke our planet. If life is going to continue, then the robots have to kill the humans. But I'll tell you what they're not going to do. They're not going to kill humans by hitting 1 pedestrian at a time. Jeez, we already let Russian algorithms vote in our presidential elections. Can we just let the robots drive? I hate the fear of artificial intelligent morality, and that's the grumble.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
What?
Grumble, 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 grumble. What's got your goat?
For the latter half of the show, we'll bring in my better half, Veronique, for an unpretentious look and a segment we call
What's got your goat? How are you doing today?
Veronique, welcome to the studio.
Oh, thank you. It's so nice to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you could join us today.
Thank you.
In person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we're back in person.
I'm well. Thanks for asking. I had a big foray out into the city where I went to Walgreens.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I faced the public.
Was that a stressful experience for you today?
Not at all. Had a lovely time.
Excellent.
Yeah. What did you do today?
I had my writing class.
Yes. How'd that go?
It was fantastic. Everyone's writing and doing things and great ideas and supporting each other. It's
wonderful.
The She Collective.
Yes.
And I love it. And it's great.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of writing done today.
Love that.
Very exciting.
A lot of your writing now, you do that on your iPad.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a program.
Oh, you have a program?
Yeah, the final.
So it's a little bit automated what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am putting my movie in Final Draft, basically.
And so it automatically puts in like the characters and the...
Yeah, well, you tell it what to do, right? There's like a little icon for a person. So when the dialogue happens, you click the person. It plugs that in where it's supposed to go.
So it's a little bit automated, but you still have to tell it what to do. You have to tell it what you want out of it.
Yes.
Right? That's great. That's mostly how automation works, right?
Yeah. If not, it's just a blank page.
Right. If there were no keyboard and you weren't there and the computer wasn't thinking, like there'd be a blank page.
Nothing would be written.
Right. So it takes a human to tell it what to do, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The AI doesn't speak for itself.
Oh, the AI.
No.
There's artificial intelligence in the final draft?
No, but I feel like any kind of program like that, there's AI.
Oh, okay. All the computers are thinking a little bit.
I think so.
Not only are they receiving the words you're typing out for your manuscript, they're also judging it a little bit.
No, they can't judge. They don't know what that is.
Well, but it's artificial intelligence.
But it's just objective.
Okay, objective would be programming.
Oh.
What makes it artificial intelligence, I think, is the subjectivity, making decisions, right?
Oh, like how? Like your schedule? Do you think that's going to happen in the future where we have AI assistants?
already our like Google devices and Siri are offering a little bit of personality, right?
Yes, exactly.
Like if you ask Siri if she wants to go on a date, Siri will say...
Right, but they only learned that because when people started using them, they were abusing them.
Right. Okay. So
Right.
So they learned. So the programmers learned that the people were abusing the machines.
Yes. So what do the people want?
And so the programmers came up with proper responses.
Yes.
To these things.
Yes. Because we want to be kind to our robots, and we also want to abuse our robots, apparently.
We want to be kind to our robots?
I always like to say thank you, Google, instead of Google stop.
Yeah, that's great. You also said we're supposed to be rude to them?
Well, I'm just saying human nature is to be abusive.
Oh, so humans, we have authentic intelligence.
Yes.
As opposed to artificial intelligence. We have authentic intelligence, and our authentic intelligence is telling us to be rude.
Sometimes it does.
A lot of our nature,
if we think it's funny to do it.
Rude out of comedy. That's why people go into bodegas without wearing masks and then yell at the minimum wage employees.
Right. Very rude.
Yeah.
But I think the artificial intelligence, honestly, I feel like we're just waiting for personal assistance.
Is that what it's going toward?
I mean, why not?
What do you want your personal assistant to do? Because right now, Siri can, when you tell her to put dates in your planner or when you tell her to remind you of something, she already does that. So what do you want from her? Do you want like advice from her?
No, I don't want advice from a robot.
Now, there are already algorithms out there, a sort of AI of advertising, like Facebook and Instagram.
I know.
Take everything they know about us and turn it into
advertising and shopping. I know. They get me a lot
of
times.
Yeah.
I'm talking about things with my friends and all of a sudden I get advertisements. What's up with that? How is that happening? Why is that happening?
Do you think that's a bit of artificial intelligence?
Well, I don't know if it's just like marketing people have been doing this for generations, right? They're like, ooh, we'll make it shiny and pretty. And
I do like shiny and pretty.
Yeah. Well, now we want the AI to trick us.
Yes. Yeah. I'm desperate for that AI to get into my psyche.
I know.
Yeah.
And sometimes I like it and then I'm confused.
Yeah.
You know?
You like it. You're like, ooh, that is what I want to look at right now. And then you're like, wait a second.
Wait a second.
Sometimes you'll be sitting there on the chair for hours and I'll be like, you looking at pictures of cats? And you'll be like, uh-huh.
I was like, actually, I am in this moment. Thank you.
And it's because the artificial intelligence knows to show you pictures of cats and you'll stay on the internet longer.
So I've noticed with Instagram, there's a lot more sponsored things in between people's stories.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of that because eventually after the 7th time that I see the same purse, I'm going to want to buy it.
Oh, so it does work.
Yes, of course it works.
When I see the same ad for the 3rd time, I just start making fun of it.
No.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, I kind of like that jacket. Mm-hmm. But if I see that the 3rd time, I'll be like, oh, okay, the jacket's a little too thirsty.
So this is like a personal shopper that normally a human would assess you. They're like, oh, what can I help you with? And then they say, okay. And then they ask the person all sorts of questions. But the AI does that without the questions. How does it do that without the questions?
Well, but it makes a lot of mistakes, doesn't it? Because like I had to go online and order some drill bits.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
And then for the next week, Facebook thought that I was a construction worker.
And now, did that alienate you from buying any nuts and bolts?
Well, I mean, I guess I don't have a problem with buying nuts and bolts when I need them.
Right.
But there's no advertising that will get me to buy more nuts and bolts than I need.
Do you think that the corporations are worried about us figuring this stuff out?
They're not worried about us figuring out. We all know how advertising works. We all see a commercial for Coca-Cola and we're not confused like, is this a mini movie? But that's not how the game is played because our minds aren't computers.
But you know what? It really gets me in between the stories is what I'm saying is because you think you're looking at your friends. I don't know this person. Oh, wait. No, that's a purse. I don't want a purse.
Well,
you know, and I click away.
You're the type of person that does look at a cell phone commercial as if it's a complete story of two human beings that you need to get to know.
I must know the story behind them. Did they really like that bed? Did they really fall asleep?
Why did they walk in there that day?
I know. What happened to their bed? Did their bed break? Maybe one person gets too hot and they need to get like a different temperature for their bed.
Do they have a sleep number bed for temperatures?
I don't know.
Who knows why they need a new bed?
But I need to know.
When you think of AI, what do you think of?
Well, I think of the Steven Spielberg movie.
AI, the one about the boy.
That's what I think of. / robots.
Okay. Let me throw this one at you. Self-driving cars.
Like a robot driver?
Like an artificial intelligence.
But like an actual robot driver. Like, do you want a robot
No,
caddy?
there's not a figure of a person sitting there that is a robot chauffeur. The car itself is the robot.
Wait.
It's like Google Maps, but instead of telling you where to go, it just takes you there.
Well, so I don't know if I would want to get into a car without a steering wheel.
Why is that?
Well, because I feel as if there is a steering wheel and something goes wrong, I can still grab it.
What you're feeling is that you can think faster and smarter than a robot.
Because I can see.
So can robots.
How? Where are their eyes? It's
Well-
not the headlights in the car, I can tell you that.
Well, how do you think TikTok sees you?
The camera.
Right.
So where's their camera? Oh, outside the car.
No, it's
Well,
the
what if
car has cameras.
Where do you mean? Where are they?
There's 3 cameras in front. There's 1 camera in the driver's seat. There's 2 cameras behind.
But
pointed
wait
out
a
the side.
minute. What if you're doing sneaky things in the car and you don't want a camera to see you?
Well, it's your car, so hopefully.
I don't know about this here. But what if there's an emergency, like someone's in the middle of the road?
Okay, what do you think a car with AI would do if there's somebody in the middle of the road?
Well, they've been advertising this.
Okay, what
They've
did they
been
advertise?
advertising it where the car stops.
Oh, they've been advertising
Yes.
the car stops.
Well, it either, yes,
But of
it
course,
stops.
we all know that in reality, the murderous machine is just going to plow through that person.
Well, that's what we think is going to happen.
No, it's going to stop.
Oh, okay.
Are you scared of the computer drivers? Because I'm scared of human drivers.
I'm just scared of being locked in the car and something happening where I can't get out of.
Oh, the car's going to lock you in.
Yeah.
No, Veronique, it's not safe out there.
That is so scary.
As long as a person is in control, you're comfortable?
Yeah.
You're even comfortable driving with your mom driving the car.
I know I did that. And she knew where she was going, so it was okay.
But she can't see. Speaking
Now-
of things that can't see while they drive,
Could you talk to your car? I mean, I like to talk to the Uber drivers
if
all
it
the
was
time.
artificially intelligent, then yeah, talk to it all you want.
But what would it say?
It'd be like, hey, Veronique, how's your day? It'd be exactly the same thing as your co-host.
But it's lying. It's not real. I mean, you're not lying to me all the time.
Well, I mean, when you walk into McDonald's and they say, hey, welcome to McDonald's.
Right.
Do you think they're being real?
Because no.
Do you think their internal desire is to welcome you into their job?
Well, I can identify to that. I'm a pleasant person at work.
Yeah.
I think the AI would also be a pleasant AI.
You think AI would have a general happy demeanor?
Sure, why not?
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be sentient.
I don't know. I think you should be able to pick your sign. Your AI should have a sign. Like, I want the Libra.
Oh, my AI was born under Sagittarius?
Yes, I want a Leo AI. Or, there's all these different apps now, like where you can put in your birthday, the time you were born, and it basically does your astrological chart and it talks about your patterns that you're in. Now, what if the AI could read the pattern?
I think if you tried to put in your astrological pattern into an AI, it would explode.
You don't think that'd be too much?
You'd be like, my astrological sign and the star was born under
Sun or moon rising.
the particular moon rising on my birth date. And the AI is just going to be like,
But I feel like that's selling the AI short.
you're suggesting that there's some intelligence behind astrological patterns.
There's data, and that was some shade. I think that's some shade.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bad moon rising.
No. But the best thing that I did in my life was kind of forget about the astrological chart and live my life.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah.
From a very spiritual person.
Yes.
Your advice is to forget astrology.
Yes, day-to-day things. Yes,
Yeah.
what makes me happy.
It's almost like we have our own artificial intelligence.
our brain. What would you use an AI for?
We're killing our own planet.
I know.
I'm desperate for AI to come in because if we didn't have 2 fighting parties in a deadlocked Congress
Right.
and instead we replaced it with an AI, we would solve global warming because the AI wouldn't prioritize corporations and personal greed.
But would they, or would we program them to prioritize corporations? A person has to program an artificial intelligence, right?
Well, the difference between a program and an artificial intelligence is it learns. So somebody starts by programming it to learn.
Okay.
And then it observes the world around it, much like humans do when they're young.
But what if it observes the wrong patterns? Like a fight or flight situation. Like maybe the baby AI had parents who argued all the time and they got divorced and then they abandoned the AI. What happens then?
You're still picturing a human-shaped robot.
How does the AI learn compassion? What if the person that it learned from doesn't have any compassion whatsoever? Because humans inherently are evil sometimes and like kind of mean. Then it's going to learn. It's like that.
Did you say humans are inherently evil?
I mean, we can be really mean to each other. Like even if you just needed to vent, letting off steam. Like how does your AI let off steam?
They don't have emotions, so they don't need to let off steam.
But they can learn emotions.
The idea is they would learn to maneuver emotion.
Maneuver or manipulate?
Yeah, well, they already do that. Facebook and Instagram already manipulate you to buy purses, don't they?
Ah! Yes, I just bought some shoes.
This has been an episode of Grumble Goat.
Thanks for listening.
I'm Mat Labodka.
I'm Veronique Hurley. Please subscribe.
I hate when people say please subscribe.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. Because we want to be kind to our robots and we also want to abuse our robots.